So it can be overwhelmingly crushing as we seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness. It's not an easy road, and we need words of encouragement. Sometimes we need to glean from those words of encouragement from our past for our present right now as we face the difficulties in seeking first the kingdom of God. Sometimes we need faithful companions to walk along beside us, and that is what we learn today. Welcome to the Pilgrim's Progress Daily Devotional. Join me Monday through Friday as we journey through this timeless classic and grow in our faith together. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Let's get to the next one now. Okay, so here we are. We find ourselves in chapter 6, and we've got Christian and Faithful as they're headed down the narrow path, and all of a sudden they meet up with an old friend, Evangelist, and listen to the encouragement that they have for one another in this episode today. The Pilgrim's Progress in Modern English, chapter 6. Now, when they were almost completely out of the wilderness, Faithful happened to look back and saw someone coming after them, and he recognized him. "Oh," said Faithful to his companion, "who is that coming over there?" Then Christian looked and said, "It is my good friend Evangelist." "Yes, and my good friend too," said Faithful, "because he was the one who set me on the path to the gate." Soon Evangelist caught up with them and greeted them. Evangelist: "Peace be with you, dearly beloved, and peace to your helpers." Christian: "Welcome, welcome, my dear Evangelist. Seeing your face reminds me of your old kindness and your tireless efforts for my eternal good." Faithful: "And 1,000 times welcome," said good Faithful. "Your company, O sweet Evangelist, is so wonderful for us poor travelers." Evangelist: Then Evangelist said, "How have things been for you, my friends, since we last parted? What have you experienced, and how have you handled it?" Then Christian and Faithful told him everything that had happened to them along the way, and how, with great difficulty, they had made it to where they were now. "I am so glad," said Evangelist, "not because you faced trials, but because you have overcome them, and that you have, despite many weaknesses, kept on the path until this very day. I say, I am truly happy about this. For both your sake and mine, I have planted the seeds, and you have harvested. And the day is coming when both the one who plants and those who harvest will celebrate together." John 4:36. That is, if you keep going. For in due time you will reap the rewards if you do not give up. Galatians 6:9. The crown is ahead of you, and it is one that will never fade away. So run in a way that you may win it. 1 Corinthians 9:24-27. Some people set out for this crown, and after they have gone far for it, someone else comes and takes it from them. So hold on to what you have. Let no one take your crown. Revelation 3:11. You are not yet out of the devil's reach. You have not yet resisted to the point of shedding blood in your struggle against sin. Hebrews 12:4. Keep the kingdom always in front of you, and believe firmly in the things that are unseen. Let nothing in this world take hold of your heart. And above all, guard your hearts and your desires, for they are deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Jeremiah 17:9. Set your faces like flint. You have all the power in heaven and on earth on your side. Christian. Then Christian thanked him for his encouragement, but also asked him to speak further to help them the rest of the way, especially since they knew he was a prophet and could tell them about the things that might happen to them and how they could overcome. Faithful also agreed to this request. So Evangelist began as follows. Evangelist: My sons, you have heard the truth of the gospel, that you must go through many trials to enter the kingdom of heaven. And again, in every city, chains and troubles await you. So you cannot expect to travel far on your journey without facing these hardships in one form or another. You've already experienced some of this, and more challenges are just ahead of you. Right now, as you can see, you are almost out of this wilderness, and soon you will come to a town that is just up ahead. In that town, you will be surrounded by enemies who will try very hard to kill you. be certain that one or both of you will have to seal the testimony of your faith with your blood. But be faithful until death, and the king will give you a crown of life. The one who dies there, even though his death will be unnatural and his pain may be great, will still have an advantage over the other, not only because he will arrive at the celestial city first, but also because he will avoid many of the troubles that the other will still face for the rest of the journey. But when you come to the town and find that what I have said is true, remember your friend, stand strong, and entrust your souls to God by doing good as to a faithful Creator. Well, that is some strong stuff right there, as Evangelist is trying to get Christian and faithful ready for the persecution ahead that they're going to run into. We're going to see here soon in the city Vanity Fair. Man, it is going to be tough. But what an interesting lesson he says there. He says that we are certainly going to have persecution. Now, the thing about it is, when we seek first the kingdom of God, when we live out our kingdom purpose, eventually we will suffer some type of persecution. I mean, right here, Evangelist is telling that one of them is going to have to seal their testimony in blood, that they're going to have to give their life for their faith. Now, most of us in the places we live out in the world, we don't face that kind of persecution, but we still do face persecution because we live in a hostile world that is against the kingdom of heaven, that is against the kingdom of God. And here's the thing, dear friend, the more you lean into the Lord, the more focused you come on seeking first your kingdom purpose in this generation, the more you will see persecution. It will happen. But here's the thing, the most important aspect of your faith isn't to worry about the persecution. The most important aspect of your faith is to keep yourself focused on the kingdom of God, to see everything through eternal lenses. Then the things of this world, they don't matter nearly as much. Because here's what I can tell you, my friend, the valley of the shadow of death, the slough of despond, one of those things, what those things will do is those places, those locations will beat the pride, the self-entitlement, and the love for this world smooth out of us to where now we have no desire for the things of this world. And now our heart is totally tuned in to the kingdom of God.